I didn't even know.
Welcome back. This is Jordan with the Critic Corp. Today I am joined by Malcolm and Eric. Say hi, Clark. Say hi, Toke.
What's up, guys?
Today we are talking Ant-Man Quantumania. Um, Ant-Man's back. Well, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. We got Ant-Man back. We got the Wasp back. We got Hank. We got Janet. This time we got Kang as the villain. This could not be set up more for an absolute knockout of the park. Automatic hit. This should be great. We're starting off phase 5. This is what we're building to. We're finally seeing the multiverse saga kick off, Kang Dynasty, all these things, and it falls flat on its face, in my opinion.
I wouldn't go to that extent. All right. It's not the strongest the movie could have been, but as I know Toke agrees with, it was significantly better than Multiverse of Madness, and it was better than Thor Love and Thunder. I think the storyline was better than both of those films combined. Even though and the storyline wasn't great for this one, all right, but it was better than those, and I think that that's pretty clear at least.
I'm thinking we're starting to see that the Avengers can't beat their own villains, with Thor having to use the kids to help beat Gore. We got the ants coming in to save the day in this one. What else? We got a million of these recently where our heroes aren't doing jack shit. The Avengers
They're
can't
just not
stop.
strong enough to do anything on their own anymore, or like together. They need like a different civilization or a different rebellion group to like fight their battle for them. And listen, I totally understand that that's kind of like realistic. You need like a whole bunch of people to like fight a battle. But at the same time, like something that you pointed out to me, Jordy, was that the rebellion in Quantumania like was gone for the majority of the movie, and then all of a sudden they just like all showed up at the end. And we saw hints of them here and there, like when Scott and his daughter, like Cassie, were captured. But as a whole, it was just like they just all showed up randomly, like at the end of Endgame for the big epic battle.
Especially with the ants, in my opinion. Like we haven't seen them
I
all
thought the
in the
ants
movie,
stole
and
the
then all
show,
of a
man. The fact
sudden
that they
you
were their own
learn,
civilization.
yeah, they have their own civilization and everything, bro.
I mean,
Let's
I
just talk
think
about the
yeah,
fact that King talks about using like his time powers to show Scott like his daughter's death over and over. And then we never see him use time powers at all. Like this man could have gotten out of Dodge before all the ants hit or something. This man
But
is
it was like several times where he didn't show that his power, like he had time powers. He just kept talking about them. That's one of the part. Like, does time not? But does
because
time not work in the quantum realm? Remember, like that's
he
one of the things I wondered.
he was just full of himself, man. He was too cocky and arrogant. He didn't, like I said, he like he had stated, he already done fought the Avengers and beat their ass. He didn't really take a dude that talked to ants seriously. Fucking, you know,
But then
he
at the same
just
time, he was so powerful to where he extinguished timelines.
but let's go back to that thing where you just said that it's a place out of time, right? If that were the case, did Janet age?
no.
She
Because she
aged
missed 30
while she
years.
was in there because she spent 30 years in there. But
Not
no,
necessarily age, no.
but Scott didn't age when he spent 5 years in there. It was only like 5 seconds for him,
Yeah.
like a mile hair in my eye.
And then you got the ants who just fell through a different way and went through like thousands of years to get where they're going when none of the people that we saw throughout the movie fell through that way, even though they all fell through together. It was
Yeah, I didn't understand how if they all went through together, how the ants were the only ones to end up like 100 years before and build their own civilization.
Yeah, there were a lot of
I
inconsistencies
mean,
in this movie.
Janet, Hank, and fucking Hope, they were separated from fucking.
They were separated, but they didn't get put through like a different time.
The quantum realm looked more realistic in Ant-Man 1 than it did in this one.
Oh, dude, the CGI was terrible.
It looked like straight green screen backdrops. Like there was no layering or texture in like the images. On that scene where you see Janet and Kang meeting for the first time, I I literally just feel like they were standing and there was a wall of green screen behind them. Like it didn't look realistic or like I was looking at outer space at all. Just looked like I was looking at some little kid's room with a projector.
It looked sweet in 3D.
I don't know, man. It looked really flat in like regular.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, there was like no texture to it. It just looked like a painting in the background. The CGI from MODOK was absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that could have been a little better.
He looked a lot better with the face closed. I wish they kept it closed the
The
entire
character
time.
itself, I thought, was terrible as well. All he had was one line.
I'm a dick.
Yeah. Or even he's talking about being like this ultimate killing machine and is facing off with Cass at one point
Cassie.
and doesn't do anything. She doesn't even know how to do the jump.
Yeah. Yeah, they
And all
must
he's doing, she's just running away the entire time.
look it looked kind of like Spy Kids.
Oh, dude. He looked like George Lopez from Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
He looked fresh out of Shark Boy.
Literally.
And let's just
fucking...
get to the post-credit scenes right now. That first one might be the worst one in all of the MCU.
It was pretty informative. They needed it, but it was just the way they presented it was terrible.
There you go. Informative, but presentation was awful. Jordy, are you gonna say what you told me after?
Oh, how they look like monkeys?
Bro, they were just all when they were all like going like like
yeah, looking
They're
stupid.
supposed to be the smartest man in the universe, and they are all just doing that. Dude, that entire sequence. The three different ones that showed up, I don't know their names. I know somebody else out there does. Bite me for not knowing it. Fuck off. But dude, they looked terrible. The makeup looked awful. This looked like it was shot in somebody's garage and they just green screened everything.
yeah, that first opening scene, I like the introduction of all of the who remains, all of the kings and everything, but absolutely terrible shot. Like all of the guys, I'm like, okay, so now we just have a pharaoh that looks like something you could get at Halloween Town.
And then the other one looked like a cyborg.
The cyborg was the only one that looked slightly cool, but then at the same time, he looked like
a cartoon. He looked like Static Shock almost.
Yeah. There it is. All right, I couldn't think of it, but that's the one.
He looked like Static Shock.
It was poorly, it was cheesy and poorly put together. I hope Guardians of Galaxy ain't like that.
And then he was talking like this, like the one in Jupiter Ascending.
Why did his change so much? And then again, why all like the hooing or the cawing that they were doing at the end? Like
all of them.
Like you said, they're the most intellectual like people of each universe, apparently. So why are they just acting like animals when they get together?
And they were saying that there was this multiversal war, and that dude, there's a lot of problems that this
We talked about a lot of negatives, though, and I don't want this to just be about the negatives for this one. There were some very positive things. Like, I loved Paul Rudd's performance several different times throughout this movie. Him
Paul
with
Rudd
his
and
look and
Jonathan
everything,
Majors
hilarious. All right.
Yeah, when he was in that little fucking when they sent him to go down there, when Kane sent him to go down there, that was sweet. And it was all the probabilities of him. That was
the
sweet.
probability storm.
Yeah, the probability storm. That shit was sweet. Fucking when he got big as hell and started stomping through and swatting shit to save Cassie when they were going through the portal. That was sweet.
That scene
Also,
kind of
like the
took me out.
development of Cassie's character.
What was that?
Like Cassie's character development in this, like you see her branching out as her own person now. She's not just that little kid that we met in the first movie.
I mean, she was the same as she started off in this movie.
Yeah, but like you saw, like
no character went through.
She's in jail like her dad is. Like, all right, Hank's the one that's like, oh well, I would have just broke you out with the ants. Like, seeing how like she still carries that forward though, it's her personality does look like how somebody like Ant-Man's child would be. I think she's portraying it very well. I don't think like she deserves any like negative connotation towards that because I think she did good in the role. I think Paul Rudd killed his role. Who plays Hank?
Fucking what's the name? Michael Douglas.
Yeah, he did awesome. Seeing Bill Murray was funny, but then
I thought that Michael Douglas did not do a great job acting with a green screen. It almost looked like he didn't know where he was looking a lot of the time.
But I think they explained that though when he was like looking around always because
that was the earpiece. But no, there were some times where it looked like he was just looking like way off from where everybody else was.
Okay.
I mean, it was the quantum realm. He was just amazed to be there. He's been studying this shit for fucking who knows how long. There you go. He was amazed by that. It was actually, another living species down there.
True.
I mean, it was
Hope was fixated on being upset with her mom. Her mom was just trying to like figure out how the hell is she going to survive.
Can we talk about how stupid Janet is,
bro?
Dude, this movie is basically a whole movie with Star-Lord's stupid mistake to hit Thanos in the face spread out through a whole movie.
Literally just Janet being a fuck up the entire time.
Bro, it's Cassie's fault. Her dumb ass sending signals and shit.
No, bro, it's Janet's fault. Janet literally has been back for how long and then just didn't want to talk about the quantum realm and say like, oh, there's a conqueror down there that could literally destroy timelines. We shouldn't go down there.
2 sentences and everything would have been avoided, Toke.
But she'd been down there for so long. She just wanted to live life again. She didn't care about that shit.
Bro,
so nobody
they sent Scott into the quantum realm, though. Don't you remember? The first thing they did when Janet got back was they sent Scott into the quantum realm to research. And then they got sucked away when Thanos did the snap. So you mean to tell me that you thought it was a good idea to send Scott down, then all of a sudden it's bad to communicate with the quantum realm in this movie? That part irritates me.
But it's obviously different parts of the quantum realm. Because like I said, the ants got sent to another place.
But why would you even risk sending like Scott into like the quantum realm if you know that the conqueror is there and can trace back to you? Because you were so upset about her even sending a signal down. They sent fucking Scott down there, like with a tethered coming back.
But he can shrink himself and all that bullshit.
Man, that's such a bunch of excuses. This is like a gap in the story. This is where Janet literally just her character doesn't make sense in this movie as much as it should. She's a whole different person from when she got scooped out of the quantum realm.
A signal is stronger than a fucking little measly person just going into there. You mean to tell me
get bound to get him down?
You mean to tell me if they would have sent Cassie there, he would have known?
She didn't want them doing any type of contact with the quantum realm. Like literally saying, well, if you had questions, why didn't you ask me? Like, where was this kind of concern when Scott was going down there?
I know that, but I'm saying Kang. This Kang he's stupid. Because if he would have noticed Scott, why didn't he get him? Why didn't he get him when he got sent down there?
So that's where there's just a gap in the Marvel story. That's what Jordy and I are saying.
If he's the stupid one, why was he banished when he was conquering all those different realities? He's obviously not the stupid one here. I would say one of the ones in that auditorium that were hooting and hollering were one of the stupid ones.
Well, you could tell he's the least. They didn't care. The other variant ones, they didn't care he died. So he must have been a big.
What do you mean? They were saying that they were upset that they didn't kill him.
Bro, yeah, they didn't kill him. That they didn't kill him, but what's the name to them? They're like, oh, bet, like he died sooner than we thought. Because it's either he was gonna die by them or he was gonna die eventually.
Yeah, but they saw him as such a threat to where they banished him. They didn't want to kill him and risk like him coming back as a like another variant or whatever.
Wait, they banished him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know they banished him.
Yeah.
I thought he just got banished by
No, he got banished by other variants.
Like the people by time or whatever. What's they called? The patrol. Whatever.
Oh no. He got banished by his variants.
Now it's all getting together. Okay.
No, now it's not making sense. Is what you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
that it doesn't make sense.
No, your version makes more sense, Toke. We're just explaining how it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The story could have been a little bit better. It was like I said, it was better than Multiverse and Thor, but it was cheesy. I liked it though. I liked how they introduced the quantum realm and Kang, but fucking yeah. Other stuff they liked in, most definitely. Especially MODOK.
The stormtroopers were very low powered. I thought they were useless. Yeah.
Yeah, they were useless as fuck.
Dude, this is
like they were just there unless they were shooting a gun, they were there to get beat down.
This is literally the Kirkland version of Star Wars.
Dude. Dude. I'm not gonna be able to unhear that, and now it's true. Everything about it, even the layout. Oh no. Oh god.
Well,
yeah.
Our final thoughts.
I thought that the humor was like solid. Like the humor that Ant-Man did was good. I thought the humor from other characters like MODOK was forced. Like it just didn't need to be there, and it felt kind of just awkward and uncomfortable at times. But Ant-Man's humor was great throughout the film. Introducing the quantum realm, I liked but hated at the same time just because the CGI was very weak. Kang, I thought his interface and how like his background story, it was nice being able to understand the different timelines and that he's trying to like kill off all the different incursions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about Ant-Man at the end being very like confused and worried that he might have destroyed the whole universe because he killed
me and Joey was talking about that. I'm like, man, he kind of second guessed his success, but I mean, it's different variants of him. So who knows? Who knows what he just did? Who knows what he just fucked up?
As
And it
Ant
was
said, it's not my problem now, it's that for the future.
and
But
it was stupid keeping him alive. Like I feel like they should have trapped him and Wasp there with Kane.
I didn't like how they were just able to like leave right away after. Like, so you mean to tell me they were able to open a portal the entire time? That was a huge glitch. I thought Wasp and Ant-Man should have been stuck behind them. Like
Yeah, most
Quantum,
definitely.
at least for a little longer until the next movie.
I'm gonna touch on my two positives of the movie. Jonathan Majors and his performance, because even though I didn't like how they portrayed King, I thought he gave a great performance. Two, the second post-credit scene that we haven't touched on with Loki and then
Mm-hmm. Yep. My boy Loki coming
It comes out
back.
this
correct. Yeah, that I like that post-credit scene a lot better than the mid-credit scene. It definitely felt more natural. Um, uh, but at the end of the day, it was a Disney Plus commercial essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's leading towards the series for Loki.
Which I'm fine with just because it does play into the story and does connect to what was going on in Quantumania. So I'm not gonna ding it for that because obviously all of these post-credit scenes are usually to tease what's coming next.
Yeah, I do like that it's leading into something in the show though too. As far as with Loki being a bigger part in Kang,
As far as we know.
for now at least. We'll see what happens with Loki series.
Yeah.
But that was really exciting to see. I thought that was probably the most powerful like post credit scene we've seen in the last couple movies.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. But do we want to get to our letter grades?
I mean, Doctor Strange one, the second one was kind of sweet, but not really.
So all of a sudden he just has this third eye, but Wanda never did.
No,
That
that
didn't
was
make.
the first one. The second one was it's over. It's all over.
Uh,
With the guy from the hot dog stand that kept on punching himself.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get to letter grades. You guys go first.
Oh, I give it a B minus. B minus.
okay, I'm gonna say like C minus. Um,
Like I
just
said,
because
you guys would have seen it in 3D, it would have boosted it a little bit.
This
it
wasn't
probably,
our
but
bud.
you know what? I'm glad that I didn't, just because I think the 3D gave you a false like representation of the CGI for the movie.
Yeah.
Because the CGI for the movie really wasn't that great. And if you like saw it in regular D, it would have showed more. Like I can see how in 3D it would have popped better, but like it didn't do that for us.
It was flat for us. It looked like
Yeah,
just a painted wall in the background a lot of times.
literally. It just there was no layering. Like I didn't feel like anything was coming out of those like pocket dimensions that was looking like it had in the sky. It
Mm.
just looked like a wall.
That
So
shit
I'm
was.
gonna like say the story was better, but the graphics were worse than like the last two movies for me. So I'd say C minus.
It's my turn. I will go with a D minus on this one. Not too much to really take out of it other than Kang. I thought the story was pointless. I thought there was no character arc for anybody except for MODOK, which I thought that one was terrible. So, all in all, like, yeah, Jonathan Majors is gonna own the part. I already knew that, but other than that, this one was a disappointment. I
For it
got,
being 2 hours, it was very long.
oh, dude, that was the longest 2 hours of any MCU movie I've ever watched.
Yeah,
I,
that shit felt long as fuck.
it could have been summarized into an hour and a half, hour 20-minute movie.
For the story that it was, like, I thought the 2 hours was gonna be perfect. I was like, you know what, nice tight story. I thought it was bloated for the story that it was telling.
Yeah. Going in there, I was very excited. It was a 2 hour movie. Leaving, I thought it should have been less.
Mm-hmm. But That's it from us, guys. MCU keeps doing it to me. Looks like it keeps fulfilling Toke. Eric somewhere in the middle. What did you guys think? Drop those comments.
Let
Let
us
know
know.
if you're on his team because it looks like the audience is liking it as well. But that is it from us. I am Jordy. That is Toke. That is Eric. And we are saying so long.
Have a good one, y'all.